Good morning, everybody, from the East Coast of the United States of America. Last night was wild, very, very wild. So I apologize if I didn't get the video out by the time I got home while watching this game. I was very tired, and I had too much fun last night. You know what I'm trying to say? And also, too, the stress level was at an all-time high. But yeah, man. Panthers win 5-4 in double overtime, even though I feel like we should not have gotten to that point. Because the Edmonton Oilers, last night in game 2, the Panthers tied the series 1-1. So we actually have a flippin' series, dude. A flippin' series. Bobrovsky going up against Stuart Skinner because, yeah, the two best goaltenders in the league right now. We're going to start off with a Sam Reinhart hitting the crossbar first off. That was very close. Evander Kane immediately with a penalty on him, with a high sticking penalty against Connor Verhaeghe. I don't feel like it's a good penalty to take. But Florida goes on the power play. During this power play, Ekblad with the snapshot that was stopped by Stuart Skinner. Then 2:07, pretty much close, like 30 seconds left at the power play. We have a goal. He's assisted by Evan Rodriguez. That's his 12th assist of the playoffs. And Nate Schmidt's 7th assist of the playoffs. And congratulations. I think that's his 12th on the road. 12 road goals in the single postseason. That is a new NHL record. That is an NHL record. Is honored by Sam Bennett. It was 13th goal of the playoffs. I think 12 of them came from the road. I think, as far as I remember. But 13 goals. It was a nice shot by Sam Bennett. Opens up the game 1-0 for the Florida Panthers. And a lot of penalties. Penalties were everywhere. No one could stay out of the box. And this was equally a frustrating first period as well. Ekblad with the holding stick against Trent Frederick. So Edmonton goes on a power play, and they were shooting the puck, man. Corey Perry with the snapshot that was stopped by Bobrovsky. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with the snapshot that was stopped by Bobrovsky. McDavid with the backhand that was stopped by Bobrovsky. And then Nugent-Hopkins trips Seth Jones. So it'll become a 4-on-4 for a bit. Sam Bennett with the tip-in. That was close to being in, but it hit the crossbar. Brad Marchand with the snapshot that was stopped by Skinner. We'll talk about Brad Marchand in a few minutes. So the first penalty would almost be killed off by the time. Sam Reinhart with the snapshot that was stopped by Skinner. The first penalty does get killed off. Sam Bennett with the snapshot that was stopped by Skinner. Then the second one was killed off. So 4-on-4. So a little bit of a Florida power play would be killed off right there. Frederick with the snapshot that was stopped by Bobrovsky. And then at 7:39 actually, into the first period, they tie it up as he's assisted by Evan Bouchard. That's his 13th assist of the playoffs. And Victor Arvidsson with his 5th assist of the playoffs. And off the snapshot, nothing you could do there. As Evander Kane with his 6th goal of the playoffs, he ties it up 1-1 for the Edmonton Oilers. And then soon after would be 2 penalties, with Darnell Nurse with the cross check against Rodriguez and Matthew Tkachuk with the slashing against Darnell Nurse. So I think there was a retaliation in a fight that broke loose and come in aid for Aaron Rodriguez. I believe as far as I remember was a 4-on-4. And then Bouchard, man. So Bouchard's first shot was blocked by Barkov. In a second chance, and he would put it in. He's assisted by Leon Draisaitl. That's his 19th assist in the playoffs. And Connor McDavid's 23rd assist of the playoffs. And off the snapshot, pretty much giving himself a second chance. Actually, it rebounded off Barkov right back to Bouchard. And Bouchard scores. Lovely. That's his 7th goal of the playoffs, and it's a go-ahead goal for the Edmonton Oilers. 2-1 now. Great. However, what was great was a tying goal. He's assisted by Nate Schmidt. That's his 8th assist of the playoffs. And Los Reigns' 10th assist of the playoffs. And off the snapshot, Seth Jones puts it in with his 4th goal of the playoffs, and he ties it up 2-2, which was awesome. Absolutely awesome shot by Seth Jones. 12-13 into the first period, we have a goaltender interference on Sam Bennett. Hold on a second. This is goaltender interference. So here's that Colm. Low shove. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sam Bennett really tried to pulverize Stuart Skinner. I heard some people saying Sam Bennett intentionally did this, Stuart Skinner. Are you watching the game? I don't think we're watching the same game here. Also, you look very closely at Stuart Skinner's right leg. Look, he pretty much leans, kicked in, and then Sam Bennett goes down. Almost as if he was trying to, fake it. As if, trying to actually draw the penalty, and it worked. He kicked his leg out. I think we all saw that right there. He kicked his leg out. That caused Sam Bennett to fall down. I mean, there's no way that could be a goaltender interference unless... Oh yeah, Chris Rooney is the referee. No, I didn't realize Chris Rooney is back. I mean, first off, good for him that he's back because he got that. He was nailing the puck in I think it was, as far as I remember, it was a Leafs series. But damn, the horrendous calls are back, and he always has the vendetta against the Panthers. Always has been. I think it was. I really feel like it was. It's not a secret no more. He hates He doesn't like calling with the Panthers. He really doesn't. To prove it to you, because I've seen some folks actually blaming the referees for the loss. They got 6 power plays out of this. 6. And they only got 1. They only got 1 power play out of everything. Out of all of it. And it came from this. From a Sam Bennett phantom goaltender interference, which it was an awful call. Horrible call, by the way. On top of that, there was a fight between Matthew Tkachuk and Trent Frederick. It was spicy in the first period, though. But at the end of all that, Edmonton winds up with the power play, and they score pretty much instantly. He's assisted by Evan Bouchard. That's his 14th assist of the playoffs. He got his 3rd point of the game. And McDavid, with his 24th assist of the playoffs, yeah, I know. He had a really great play. Do a little fake between the 2 defenders and find Draisaitl, who was wide open. Nothing Bobrovsky can do there. He gets his 10th goal of the playoffs. I think his 3rd in the Stanley Cup, because last year he didn't even get a single point. He didn't even get a single goal last year. His 10th goal of the playoffs. Yeah, thank you, Rooney. Thank you. And you allowed McDavid had a really good play and find Draisaitl. Fantastic. Connor Brown with the tip-in, that'll stop Bobrovsky. Nico Mikkola with the roughing penalty against Kampanen. So Edmonton goes right back on a power play, and Connor McDavid with a snapshot that'll stop Bobrovsky. And then when the power play is close to the end, another flipping penalty on Seth Jones against Corey Perry. So it'll be a 5-on-3. Corey Perry with deflection that'll stop by. Actually, that hit the crossbar. Then it becomes again another freaking power play. Henrique with the tip-in that was stopped by Bobrovsky, Darnell Nurse, and then penalties killed off. So they killed off the 5-on-3, and they killed off the power play again. And then Bouchard with the cross-check against Tomas Nosek, which I feel like he should not have played, but he had a better game today. Or, it's a new day. Last night. And Florida goes back on a power play, thank goodness. With Seth Jones with a slash shot that was stopped by Stuart Skinner. And Barkov's snapshot, which was stopped by Skinner as well. This power play will carry over to the second period. Yeah, that was a lot to talk about, and it's 10 minutes in. Great. And the power play would be killed off as Bouchard with the snapshot that was stopped by Bobrovsky. Bouchard again, he's trying to get another point out of this. We will stop by Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky was great. He was fantastic in the second period, stopping all the pucks. Stopping McDavid, stopping Draisaitl, Evander Kane's, Bouchard especially, because he was white hot. Not too much shots been going on. There was a Kulikov snapshot that was stopped by Stuart Skinner. And speaking of Kulikov, 8:23 into the second period, he ties it up. He's assisted by Seth Jones. That's his 5th assist of the playoffs. And Carter Verhaeghe's 11th assist of the playoffs. And off the snapshot, found a lane, and he just snaps it home. Kulikov with his 2nd goal of the playoffs. He ties it up to 3-3. I almost said 2-2. Then a stupid penalty. After the Bouchard snapshot, which was stopped by Bobrovsky, thankfully, Mikkola with the hook and call gets Corey Perry, and please stay out of the box. Please stay out of the box. Although, maybe it's a good thing that it happened. Edmonton goes on the power play, and then when we get to the 12 minutes left, so which was about, I want to say 8 minutes left of the period, right? We have a breakaway. A great feed from Lundell to Brad Marchand. And Brad Marchand with a snapshot that gets through Stuart Skinner to make it a 4-3 game. Lundell gets his 8th assist of the playoffs. And Marchand with a 6th goal of the playoffs. That's a shorthanded goal. Shorthanded breakaway to Brad Marchand. And I said this a while ago. It was only a matter of time before the Panthers get another shorthanded goal. And this came at a really good time for Brad Marchand to feed it in. That third line is awesome. The third line has been really good all playoffs long. This is a go-ahead goal for the Florida Panthers. Brad Marchand, man. Shorty. And this killed off the power play, too. We should point that out. Kulikov with the snapshot that was stopped by Skinner. Forsley with the snapshot that was stopped by Skinner. Panthers have the momentum, and then until they don't. Connor Brown with the poke, but that was stopped by Bobrovsky. That was a fantastic save. Man, Bobrovsky's been really good. 3 shots in a row by McDavid. Off the rebound, the snap, and a deflection. Bobrovsky stopped all of it, and then Marchand tries to make it 5-3, but that was stopped by Skinner. But after doing so, there was a cross-check on Evan Bouchard. So the Panthers go on a power play, and they do nothing. Instead, Verhaeghe, let's hook Mark. So it becomes a 4-on-4 for a little bit, and the Edmonton Oilers would have the power play that would carry over to the third period. Gustav Forster with the snapshot that was stopped by Skinner, and ref, you suck chance in the second. I mean, why? I mean, that's just so ironic, dude. I already talked about the goaltender interference thing, but dude, you had these penalties. You're not capitalizing. All right, the third period. Oh, man. We really should have ended on the third period. We really should have. This is why I waited till today, because I knew if I came home around 12:30 a.m. or 1 o'clock a.m., I would be exhausted and I would not get my sentence straight. This is a lot to talk about. So in the third period, McDavid with the snapshot that was stopped by Bobrovsky. Power play is over. And as far as I remember for last night, no penalties. No penalties in the third period. So everything falls in the sticks of these players. Edmonton trying their best to tie it up. Florida trying to get the insurance goal. Bouchard with the wrist shot that was stopped by Bobrovsky. Reinhardt, I thought it was awful last night. Reinhardt was like nowhere to be found. This is the first time I'm mentioning Reinhardt, and it's the third period. He tries the backhand, which was stopped by Skinner, Barkov, and I'll say this with Barkov too. Barkov did everything he can to try to win faceoffs, but even then he wasn't really talked about much. The top line needs to step up for the rest because the one line is really carrying is the third line, really. Carter Verhaeghe with the snapshot that was stopped by Skinner. Adam Henrique, we know a thing or two about Adam Henrique with a backhand. We get closer to the end of the third period. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with a snap shot that was stopped by Bobrovsky. Those were great saves, too. Evan Bouchard with a snap shot that was stopped by Bobrovsky. Connor Brown with the wrist shot that was stopped by Bobrovsky as well once more. By this point, empty net. Stuart Skinner's off the ice. Leon Draisaitl with the snap shot. And that was a robbery from Sergei Bobrovsky. An amazing saves. Had to get his leg out to try to stop that puck. And he was successful doing that. The nerves kick in because 1 minute left of the game. We either get an insurance goal or it's overtime. And it's overtime. Oh my God. 1942 into the third period. Bobrovsky was screened again by his own players. Corey Perry ties it up in the freaking third. Late in the third. God damn, man. I mean, God damn it. I was so excited the fact that we were probably going to win this in regulation, but no! Oh, my God. Connor McDavid with his 25th assist of the playoffs. That might be his third assist of the game. And Jake Woman's 7th assist of the playoffs. And off the snap shot, Corey Perry with his 8th goal of the playoffs. And he ties it up 4-4. Unbelievable, man. I get nervous when the Oilers get the puck. Because when they get close to the net, then the nerve starts kicking. For the second game in a row, after last year, we have none of those. Overtime. And during this overtime, Bouchard with the wrist shot to try and end it very early. That was a great stop by Bobrovsky. Edmonton had early chances with Trent Frederick with the tip in off the rebound snapshot. Bobrovsky is stopping all the pucks. McDavid with the backhand that was stopped by Bobrovsky. Sam Reinhart with the snapshot that was stopped by Skinner. It was Reinhardt. And then Verhaeghe, a little bit before that, it was a backhand that was stopped by Skinner. That was the first shot on target. Matthew Tkachuk before that, though, it hit the crossbar. It really did hit the crossbar. Nate Schmidt with the wrist shot that was stopped by Skinner. Klingberg for the Edmonton Oilers. John Klingberg hit the post. So that was very scary. Brad Marchand with the backhand that was stopped by Skinner. Lundell tries to end it, but that was stopped by Skinner. And Stuart Skinner's making some great saves. And so is Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky's making some great saves there against the Oilers. Klingberg again with the wrist shot that was stopped by Bobrovsky. And then there was a breakaway chance from Reinhardt. And Reinhardt, you have to finish that. He missed it just to the left. I mean, he was all by himself the breakaway. He could do it. He could win the game-winning goal in Game 7. But on a breakaway, he just missed it to the left. I mean, Christ. My goodness, did the nerves kick in? Reinhardt, you got to do better than that. You have the Stanley Cup Finals experience, dude. I hope he can improve from this for Game 3 because I think he is due for a goal in the Stanley Cup Final. He is due for one. Bouchard with the snapshot that was stopped by Bobrovsky. Forsling with the snapshot that was stopped by Stuart Skinner. Darnell Nurse nearly answered for the Oilers. That would have been so tough to handle. But Bobrovsky make a great save against the Oilers. And buckle up. I don't think I'll ever talk about this again. Well, maybe in the series. Because for the first time in, I like to say 29 years at least. At least I think so. As far as I remember, that the Panthers go into double overtime. I think 29 years ago, the 96 finals, I think didn't they go through? I think they did, right? They went to the triple overtime at that point in elimination. Yeah, as far as I know, it's the first time in almost 30 years we go to double overtime. No penalties in the overtime either. I should point that out. Even though I thought there were some times where they did, but they didn't. Nico Mikkola with the snapshot that was stopped by Skinner to start off the second overtime. Reinhardt with the snapshot that was stopped by Skinner. Brad Marchand, the snapshot that was stopped by Skinner as well. There were some pucks that really should have went to the back of net. It really should have. Kapanen with the tip in that was stopped by Bobrovsky. That would be the only shot on target for the Oilers in double overtime. It was a Kapanen tip in that was stopped by Bobrovsky. So basically, Panthers held them to no shots on target in double overtime. Ekholm with the slash shot that missed high wide to the right. And then the third line happened again. Lundell, exactly the same thing with the shorthanded goal, except now you go to the other side, and now Lundell feeds it to Marchand, and Marchand against two defenders. He backhanded in. I think it was stopped initially by Skinner, but that puck kept rolling to the back of net, and he scores. Brad Marchand. I think he's the first player in NHL history to not only score a shorthanded goal, but a game-winning overtime goal. Brad Marchand did that with a backhand and end this game 5-4 against the Edmonton Oilers. And series is tied 1-1 in Edmonton, Alberta. Brad Marchand with his 7th goal of the playoffs, man. And it's a game-winning goal for Brad Marchand. Fucking awesome. This is why Zito did what he did, man. Fucking game. Marchand, man. And this is awesome. 46 shots on targets for the Oilers. Meaning this is the first time ever, I believe ever, that Bobrovsky saved at least 40 pucks or more in 2 straight finals games. Wild, man, wild. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, 42 shots on targets, 37 saves out of 42. 60 hits for the Panthers, 39 hits for the Oilers, 50 face-off wins for the Panthers, and which is very important. Even when there was that time where the icing happens, and they were still able to call a timeout, which that's against the rules, by the way, which is stupid because now the Panthers didn't have much rest and all that stuff. But either way, Panthers really went through the adversary and win this game 5-4 against the Oilers, man. 42 face-off wins for the Oilers, 50 face-off wins for the Panthers. I thought Barkov was pretty good at face-offs. Not as late. I think the pressure really set in because the Oilers would win face-off wins when it really mattered. Not for the Panthers, though. Penalties. We got to talk penalties because I see people that really complain that, the officiating sucked and all that. Look, 8 penalties against the Panthers. 8. Including one that was completely bullshit. And Oilers with 6 penalties. Those were warranted calls. I really feel like they were warranted calls. One of them for the Panthers was not warranted. That was a bad call. And despite that, the Oilers had 6 power plays. They got one from Draisaitl. What's the problem? The problem is you didn't score more power play goals than you should. Panthers with 4 power play opportunities. They got one early with Bennett. Penalty minutes, 16 penalty minutes for the Panthers, 12 penalty minutes for the Oilers, 24 block shots for the Oilers. 15 block shots for the Panthers, 12 takeaways for the Panthers, 5 takeaways for the Oilers, 23 giveaways for the Oilers, 17 giveaways for the Panthers, and stars of the game. 2 out of 3 players are the Oilers players. One of them that was not was Brad Marchand. He got 1 star with 2 goals. One was a shorthanded goal, and it was a double overtime game winner. Deserved. The other 2 players were Evan Bouchard with 2 goals. Or actually 2 assists, 1 goal. He got 2 stars at this. And 3 stars, of course, it's McDavid. You got to highlight Connor McDavid somehow, some way, right? Even though Sam Bennett had a great game, not enough to get him, though. Lundell, I feel like, had a good game as well. Not enough to get him up there, but whatever, man. Panthers win Game 2. Game 3 is on Monday. That's 2 days from now, so get some rest. Let's calm the nerves and let's try to take the series lead on Monday at home. I think the place is going to be absolutely mobbed, packed. Atmosphere is going to be awesome. And let's go Panthers. So that's going to do it for this one. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for content. Everybody have a great day. And let's go Panthers.